must be nearer than all together. It is of the strongest of the structures in the night. And we got to take us through the night. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. Things and times so rough. Don't it get so tough. We never get enough. The Lord is nearer than, the Lord is nearer than. Yes, He must be nearer than. Things and times so rough. Don't it get so tough. We never get enough. The Lord is nearer than. He must be nearer than. Now what we are gonna do? Money can't help you. Rich man I feel it too. The Lord is nearer than. He must be nearer than. Oh yeah. This is the strongest of the structures in the night. And we touch and take us through the night. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. If you have strong faith, you must stay alive.
Greetings. 17 for the 3rd, 2000. We there with you. Things and times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Roman Stewart, you know. So people need to know. Some people need to know. Yeah. Mr. Freddie McGregor, listen.
Don't make no war in the city. Make yourself familiar in the village. Get to know your neighbors. Let's build a happy community with brother man, sister you feel have love within your heart. Love thy neighbors as thyself. This your knowledge you're revealing on me head. Brothers and sisters, join hands together. Let's build a wonderful world full of. Spread it near and far to everyone abroad. Let peace and love abide within our hearts today. Yeah. Oh, in a very peaceful way. Oh, hear what I say. Love thy neighbors as thyself. This knowledge are revealing our way. Brothers, come together right now. Let's build our world together. We got to get together. We got to get together and talk about it. Say it's time for all the people that to come together, man. Hey, don't make no war in the city. Make yourself familiar in the village. Get to know your neighbors. Let's build a happy community with brother man. Join in and give a hand. Sister, you feel have enough love within your heart and soul. Oh, spread your love near and far, so everyone can enjoy it. We get so much love in our hearts. We want to share it to the world. Come on, good people, join hands together. Help us to establish this love affair. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Come in, take your share. Together we will stand. We got to get together. We got to come together and talk about it. We got to get together. Say it's time for all the people to come together, man. Whoa, don't make no war in the city.
Yes, Mr. Freddie McGregor. Profound words that we deal with continuously, can't change. Yes, we did there upon things of life. Things in life, yeah. Friday, and we just go at certain levels. And one of the words me I search for, that was to hypnotize somebody. I don't have them skills. I don't know about them things, but there are people who do. And there are physicians, people who specialize in them areas. I'm not such, and neither do I know. So give thanks to my brethren. Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, man. Give thanks. You know what I mean? You have to just, sometimes we have to do what we have to do, or we have to do it, because it's all about the feeling. So, this evening we want to look at the same thing again, really, because how did we get to this juncture as a people who came here through this immigration, to help restructure this country and rebuild the infrastructure of this country. And we survived and did many things for ourselves. For ourselves. Nothing through any Commonwealth bursary or any help and support from any ambassador's office to England. We didn't get that. So I look on that again and see how far we have come on our own, to which everyone should see that. And then the disrespect when it came to pension, superannuation, and citizenship, not just for our parents, but for their children. And why is it that this deportation has been enacted? And now, because of a virus, we don't know, say, if any other individuals that them already had lined up, if them gone or that being postponed. But since we have the health issues, we should take caution to the wind. And we should also examine ourselves and see that we have fall short, because we don't have no health institution, no health service. We don't have any health clinics. We don't have nothing to relate to. We have to wait with the state. But you see, other communities, them will wait with the state also, but they are more informed because of the institutions that they've been able to establish. So they're readily informed, and they also can reach out and support their communities where necessary. We ain't got that structure. So now we want to see ourselves receiving citizenship hospitality. Be careful.
Spirits of contention is of the devil. Whoa, well.
Yeah, we play Ras Shiloh, you know, remembrance of the Silky One. Now we play the Silky One, see?
Spirits of contention is of the devil. Whoa, well. Hey, Erica, what's wrong with you and Pat? Remember you were best friends just a couple weeks back. Now you're threatening each other to burn and chop. No, I'm saying this madness must stop. Why are you fussing and fighting?
Fussing, fighting.
Why should you fuss and fight when you know it's not right? Why are you fussing and fighting? Tell me,
Fighting.
why should you fuss and fight when you know it's not right? Erica saying things she claims she heard Pat said. No, Pat is threatening to take off her head. She said such words never left her mouth. That's what the fighting is all about. Why are you fussing and fighting? Hey.
Fighting.
Why should you fuss and fight when you know it's not right? Why
Lucky one. Yeah, you see some script, some paper on the screen. These are discoveries, hundreds of and thousands of scripts in Mali and Senegal that we Africans, yes, how me talk that, have at our disposal, in our possession, and not the French and all those others who would wish to destroy or capture these things to then make history appear that we now have none and we didn't write. You see? And you find mathematics, science, astrology, geography, whole heap of thing. And all these findings, you know, but it's written in Arabic by our people, not somebody else. And we don't have to call people them from Mars or some other place to explain and translate or retranslate. No. You see? So, when ones are trying to bash Islam in Africa, you need to think more and don't get too, you need to think more. Yeah, I tell you, I need to think more. Because I keep telling you, we are coming now. When I beg no one to come, we are come. We did it already, but the world are watching and we staying safe. You see? When I beg and when I follow, I say that proudly, continually. God excel.
Strength and redeemer do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, O my God, Jah Rastafari, and Selassie, O Father, strength and redeemer, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel men. For thou art my hope, O Lord God, Jah the Almighty, and Selassie, O Father, strength and redeemer, thou art my trust from my youth. As a wonder unto many, but thou art my strong refuge. Let my mouth be filled with thy praise and thy honor all the day. All the day, all the day, all the day. Who is like unto thee, Haile Selassie? Who is like unto thee? Who is like unto thee, Haile Selassie? wrestle together, saying God hath forsaken him. Persecute and take him, for there's none to deliver him. But I say, Jah is thy light and thy salvation, and so I fear no one. Jah, Father of creation. Oh God, the Rastafari, the Celestial Father, strength and redeemer, be not far from me. Oh my God, make haste for my help. Let them be confounded and consumed that are adversaries to my soul. Let them be covered with reproach and dishonor that seek my hurt. Who is like unto thee? Who is like unto thee? I Selassie. Who is like unto thee? Who is like unto thee? I Selassie. Who is like unto thee?
You see, with us, with the Muslim now, with us Muslim, we don't have to go to no Greek, and we don't have to tell people that the original of the original is missing. And this is a copy of a copy of a copy, and them can determine because they don't have the original. Them kind of fool talking is what has been holding our people for such a long time. And it's strange that we in the diaspora, the children of the slaves, have listened, many have listened to that and work with that. But there are many, millions that have not. But on the continent, there's so many who have accepted the whole thing. But yet still those who oppose Al-Islam does not project anything about the colonial infiltration of the continent in relation to what they have indoctrinated the people them into. So that's a big position. That's a big step to take, a bold step and a big argument. A serious reasoning, but for some it's an argument. And once them into the fact or the thought of an argument, they've already lost. Because the rationale has gone out the window. There was no window anyway. There's no rationale. But yet still, there could be. Because they could present what was and then say, then accept that something came in. But they refuse to say that. And this is Africa. This is the ones who opposes Islam. So when I'm going to the village or the villages all across that huge continent and just present anything, it's not going to be dismissed. Because the continent is huge. And its people and its evolution and its curiosities, its development. But it has nothing to do with that European phenomena. But you all don't want to say that. You say quickly against Al-Islam. and behave like you do not acknowledge the Islamic kingdoms of the continent. Is this a deliberate form of ignorance, or what is it? And it's not one and two states. It's all across the continent. And it didn't just come with, I want to believe, or I think that is good. They're based on institutions. They're based on structures. There's no wishy-washy business. These are kingdoms, rich in its vitality. Maybe the Caucasian bosses that actually re-educate the continent has been the ones that has hypnotized, because there's something wrong. In Cuba and in Haiti, in Dominica, and St. Lucia and St. Vincent, all about the place, we have a thing that people them call voodoo. I don't know who them get for call it that. But it came with our ancestors. And many people have, we can call it, practice it, whatever them do. So we're not in denial. But you see, what is not ours, it is good to say that for us to move forward. And for us, in the diaspora, the children of the slave, we're trying to find our roots. We are trying to find ourselves. You see? And we have done and continue to do a marvelous job. Not an exercise, because it's hard work. Because we've been on our own in the pursuit of understanding, realizing who we are, one we know, where we come from, and to be affiliated. Yeah. See? So, appreciation from our own is all I think at this point, and more importantly, that we desire. Because that just allows us to feel happy. Really. Yeah. Even though we don't know our names. And not our names, the names of our foreparents that evidently would have been part of our names. We would have known how to address the matter of naming our children. Because we would have known to rename ourselves. And we'd have also known something about our culture, our ancestral culture, past and region. We haven't a clue of that. But yet still, in our quest for understanding and the position to which we have hold in the United Kingdom and across Europe, we have heard, recognized, seen, not recognized, can identify a people that is chosen one of our cultures naming themselves, have names and renaming themselves to be. And the world is in agreement with all of that. Now that's the world, that's the European, that's the white man world. What has the African world or the African continent done for its fallen people? We are wait here 2017, 18 to hear about the year of return and some apologies from Ghana. More than 72 years in this decade, in this time. But 400 and something years. But they can say that they apologize, knowing that they took part in some exchanges. That's their words, not ours. But it's not repatriation. They're telling us we would accept you. What the hell are you talking about? It's not an invitation to say, here, come on home or come on down and see. Be our guests. Not Nagosa. But still, it's a good gesture. Thousands of people left the Soviet Union and went into Palestine. And then thousands, hundreds rushed from America and go into Palestine. Then Czechoslovakia, Poland, and these places. And are still doing it. And structures has been put into place by those countries, along with those countries, and those people's possessions. And sanctified by the United Nations. Where are we? What has been done for us by our own? See? So when someone listen to me and say that me have a problem with Africa, no man, Africa have a problem with Caribbean people. Africa have a problem with its ex-citizens, its people that was taken from them. And we reside in the diaspora. All across the South America, the Brazils, you know, what do you call the place? Not sin nothing. Panama, Venezuela, these places. Should we somehow forget? That's what the white man wants us to do. Not just forget, just move on. Move on to where? I have more right putting my head down in Palestine than some person from Europe. Persons, peoples. But we not fight down Palestine. We just want the people them to be liberated, to be respected in their land. That's what we would like to see happen because we're humanitarians. And I think any just human beings on this earth, this planet Earth, would wish for the same. But because our ruling bodies doesn't want that to happen and wouldn't allow it. How much control of this alleged virus do they have? The powers? None. We're all their guinea pigs now. And the innocent among everybody is found to be guilty of something, because we're all at risk. What's the lesson that I'm trying to point at? Man's lust and ignorance. Me now go down to Deuteronomy and tell you this is the end time, because if that be the case, the people them who say that they don't know the original and everything, them should be warning against these things. You understand? Because all these things are found in a day thing. So them should have been warning the people against these ill practices. So there would have been a prevention. No, they want money, want power. They make weapons of destruction. Then they make chemical warfare. Them do all kind of thing. And we did upon cancer from how long? And how much billions has been raised all across the earth looking for cures and solutions. You see how ill we are? But we know black people, African people, that just want to know who we are and get home and be respected. You see the difference?
Oh, whoa. If you know not love, you know not God, because God is a love. Ooh-wee. They say that time is longer than rope. While believing in this, you know I have hope. I know we'll succeed, giving what the other needs. Let's get together and eliminate greed. Let's all spread the love, the love, the love. Let's all spread the love, the love. Show someone a smiling face. Love can save the human race. I mean that. Let's all spread the love, the love, the love. Let's all spread the love. Actions really speak louder than words.
Now, if it is Paul that people are following, and if it's Paul that promotes Christ, what is the guidance? What is the love? Where's the mercy from God that's being projected? The people, we the people, want love, yes. But the teachers that create a system that I call theological education don't want that. All guidance belongs to God. All mercy, all blessings, all virtuousness belongs to God. Why do they want to prohibit that? Why is it man's philosophies and opinions and views that's in the dictation, that's being dictated, and not the mercy and the blessings of the Creator. It's deep, isn't it? Man put a twist on things. And not man as in all men. So I should not try and generalize that one day. But the power that holds on to this teaching or this projection, they're insecure. But the insecure is not a frailty. The insecure comes with power. They want to have dominance. Even though they know that time is what they can't control. So it's the recognition but Moses never seek for that. Didn't. He was instructed. Dawood was instructed. Every prophet and messenger were instructed by the Almighty. Where is these Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John and these Pauls come from? One should give thought. Some serious thought, especially an African. Especially a fully fledged, homegrown African or Africans should give thought. But the education that ones have received have removed that thought, that innocence. That's what has happened. And they were like the children of the slave, to follow them, but not to follow them, just to shut up and go away. Not they would have been recognizing us. And we have the penicillin to stop them. But the infiltration that's happened to them is voluntarily. Is a voluntary infiltration. They've accepted it, hook, line, and sink. So our ancestors, them, didn't accept anything because they were captured and taken to different lands and ill-treated and abused. That's why when you look at the evolution of the children of slaves in the diaspora and some of the foul things that we do, not just charged for doing, that we do, then you know how this man has poisoned our very soul. Because these are learned behaviors. That's what's happened to us. So me yield my grandparents and me yield my mother because of the blessings and the guidance that they've held on to and passed on to their children. Yes, that we, their children, their grandchildren, and their children can recognize what is evilous and what is righteousness and where truth lies. And me personally, I like it just like that. No one can take that from me or my family.
Exalt his name. You've got nothing to lose, nothing to lose. Remember when the food was Russian, not knowing where the first meal was coming from. People treated you as if you had no sense. The words of the Father were your defense.
See what I mean? A people come a foreign or strange land, ill-treated, cannot respond and relate to anyone. Can anyone imagine, tries to imagine what that could have been like? Let alone we speaking about racism. Think about it. It's painful. Just give it thought. Don't bother hallucinate here, there, and everywhere. Just give it thought. Even for 2 seconds, just get thought. And then you go to a place like North America and then get the history of the hell that we have been enduring and still are enduring. And that's without even going into any prison system. Victims. And the man have a thing called Christianity. And when I hold on to it and make love to it and deny us of that natural love that's supposed to reach out to us, with your friend Paul, you're joking. Stop it, man.
Exalt his name. You've got nothing to lose, nothing to lose. Remember when the food was Russian, not knowing where the first meal was coming from. People treated you as if you had no sense. The words of the Father were your defense. And now you're living in your mansion. You forget the past, Mr. Big Man. But you should rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, he remains. Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, he remains. Once you couldn't find what to wear, want to make a move, not even was fair. When friends would act as if they didn't know you, know you. Even your family, they forsake you. Well, it was Jah who carried you through. Yes, it's true. How could you forget the Most High? How could you? Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, he remains. Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, he remains. Don't eat and wipe your beak on the ground. No, if you're ungrateful, you must go down. You must go down. Just do the will of Jah and you will wear a crown. A clean heart is better than dollars and pounds. Oh Lord, rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, he remains. Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in his name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, he remains. Lord, exalt his name. Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, He remains. Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, He remains. Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, He remains. Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Rejoice in His name, your life has changed.
Be thankful to Jah, He remains.
From Africa is just an acceptance, a serious acceptance. Not going around the world and coming back and no, it's an acceptance. Without that acceptance, these are to me personally, these apologies this thing don't mean nothing.
Tell me now, what you gonna do? Yes, I'm leaving. What you gonna say? Cause I'm going. Now you come and tell me, say you're grieving. But a long time me there just chilling. Now here I am, sitting on the corner, watching the vibe go by. Here comes this little girl from around the corner. As she passes, she says hi.
I chip this one in because with all the loss of life that me and Roddy go through and other every people, but we're talking particularly us, eh? We have to carry for our own burden. And like me put my trust in the Almighty. You understand? So, and it's not that someone else don't do the same. You see? I may sit and watch things go by and watch people fuss and rubbish after money. Eh? And hurt my soul. Just watch them. Some of them you get for hear, or someone say them say. Yeah? And before you get strong again, another loss of life. You know? And the same mental behavior show its ugly face. So, I prop myself up in this corner and try elevate my mind. I re-elevate, not even elevate. And for me, I find it to be torturing. It is. Because what you don't expect. But what is there to expect, really? I expect sympathy. I expect love, true emotions, and sincere compassion. Them are some serious words, you know, but you know what happened? It's our person act, react, interact, and exchange those words. So them words there is serious. But it's about the action. It's about the action. It's like that word there, love, you know. It's a serious thing. But it's all a person project it, use it, apply it to whomsoever them say them love or them want to love. So it's got definitions. But if a person, to me personally, if a person don't know truth, work with truth, be sincere with truth, how can them tell someone say them love them really? Them have to have them criteria first to unlock the thing. Because them need to be truthful and honest with themselves and the person or persons that them say them love. Or they want to show love and affection to. So you see, there's so many things that can be misused. Giving it thought or not giving it thought can be misused. So a person have to look into their own selves and find it. I'm not a philosopher, but I can philosophize, not train.
You gonna do? Yes, I'm leaving. What you gonna say? Cause I'm going. Now you come and tell me, say you're grieving. But a long time me there just chilling. Now here I am sitting on the corner, watching the vibe go by. Here comes this little girl from around the corner. As she passed, she says hi. I didn't know she was looking my way. I didn't stand that still, no. Then one evening she looked me in the eye and said, I love you, my dear, yeah. What you gonna do? Yes, I'm leaving. What you gonna say? Cause I'm going. Now you come and tell me, say you're grieving. But a long time me they are just chilling. What must I do? Must I change my flight? Are you gonna dine me under candlelight? And if you plan to, you must do it right. Show me what you're up to tonight, little girl. What you gonna do? Yes, I'm leaving. What you gonna say? Cause I'm going. Now you come and tell me, say you're grieving. But a long time me they are just chilling. Girl, you were scared, said you weren't doing fine. How could I know I couldn't read your mind? Now you want me to come running on the double. Could I be running into trouble, little girl? What you gonna do? Yes, I'm leaving. What you gonna say? Cause I'm going. Now you come and tell me, say you're grieving. But a long time me they are just chilling. See me chilling, yeah.
She dance a while. So you see what now? That's a woman. Switch it and make it into a man. Yeah? A man. You see? So this man now is talking, reasoning, projecting himself to this woman. See? And then take it where the woman, she's present. Him not just put a piece of poetry and then he decides to, well, I'm going to give it to such and such to pass it on. I'm going to post it. She's present. She's present. What is that? Yeah. It's truth, yeah? Direct. You know what I mean? Innocently, you can call it truth because what? There's nobody that carry anything to anyone. The message, the feeling is relayed. It's very transparent between both parties. And if it's something that needs an expression among other people, it's very transparent because it's other people. But if it's just two individuals, it's exclusive. It's exclusive. And at them say he says, she says, it's very exclusive. I saw me work, you know. As long as me listen to my mother, I saw me work. I know no other way to operate. And I found it to be so useful and sincere. Yes, just like that. Oh, wrong move. Yes, sorry, Gandhi. Gone there again.
Shower down your blessing on my soul. Showers of blessing. Showers of blessing on my soul. Yeah. Oh, well.
Listen now.
Every day's just another day for me. I'm looking as far as my eyes can see. Got to know what's going on around me. I'm not gonna play it blind, you see. Yeah. Don't play me smart, don't play me too close. Give me my music, give me another dose.
I say me tell a man, say, you know, me can take reggae music, I don't care who, which artist, and turn it into my Bible. Proper. It's for a person for listen if them on that eye, you know? But me, yeah man, me read it. Me read it. And me make it scripturally Bible right. You know, not Quran, Bible right. Because Rasta never go Bible, you know. I mean, I tell you.
Shower down your blessing on my soul. Showers of blessing. Showers of blessing on my soul. Yeah. Oh, well. Every day's just another day for me. I'm looking as far as my eyes can see. Got to know what's going on around me. I'm not gonna play it blind, you see. Yeah. Don't play me smart, don't play me too close. Give me my music, give me another dose. Don't you come here with your big fat dose. The world we know I boast, you I boast for. My heart keeps searching to see how they play smart, yeah. But oh Lord, I know you have mercy. But some of them have to weep and mourn, yeah now. Forgive me some blessings for my soul. My soul. Please, dear Jah, take full control. Never let Satan get a hold. To me, your love means more than gold. See, keep us from the ways of evil. Make us safe, keep us in your cradle. Build a shield of love around our table. Make us safe, make us secure. Yeah. Now men seek the ways of Jehovah and make safe a place for your soul. Yeah. Be patient, stay in control, and the Lord will reveal things to your soul. Oh, well, my soul. Na 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 na. Take control. Na 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 na. Oh, take control, take control. Shower down your blessing on my soul. Oh Lord, take control. Shower down your blessing on my soul. Take full control. Oh Lord, take control. Every day's just another day for me. I'm looking as far as my eyes can see. Got to know what's going on around me. Not gonna play blind, you see. No, don't play me smart, don't play me too close. Give me my music, give me another dose. Don't you come here with your big fat dose. What do we know about you, about? Oh, my heart keeps searching to see how they playing smart. Oh yeah, but oh Lord, I know you have mercy. But some of them have to weep and mourn again. Oh, give me some blessings for my soul. Please, dear Jah, take full control. Never let Satan get a hold. To me, your love worth more than gold. Hey, please keep us from the ways of evil. Make us safe, keep us in your cradle. Build a shield of love around our table. Make us safe, make us secure. Hey, don't you walk in the ways of sinners. Keep away from troublemakers. Love one another like sisters and brothers. Goodwill to all men, I say. Now read your Bible one chapter a day. That will help to keep old Satan away. Be of good cheer and don't be dismayed. Love Jah and live, I say. Shower down the blessing on my soul. Da 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 ding dong.
Yes, I call Freddie McGregor. Yes, so we are going to look now at distraction. You see? What has been distracting us? And we talk us being my parents over the years, there in England, trying to find a way in life, for their children, their family. Now, over those years, there were variant strategies that was deployed to bring about an economical, today we call it economics, but to raise some money. And that was a thing called a partner. And people, according to me, people were very trustworthy up and down and around this country. But we are stay with London because of London we know more. And that was how we tried to get some financial independence. And that word is good to be using right here because it allowed people to have and then to aid those who don't have, as well as support them family who were not here. So that was a very good thing, righteous thing. During that period, there were no churches. We attend the Church of England and the Methodist church halls. We not run no church. We not run about being pastors and try to, because if you're a pastor, you can be tried to be a bishop and so forth and so forth. So we even try to be a reverend. And nobody was running around Bible tampering and telling people that they are man of God and so forth. When we parents them settle down, I find on a boat that them can settle down with all the other people them as well in this room and landing and so forth. Gradually them find time for say, well, they want to go church. But that was a long time off. So nevertheless, with a long time off, them go to church. We don't own a church. It's not a priority. How did the church become a priority for us? See, all the historians and these people should look at things like this instead of getting into the argument about that and that, because somehow we got deep engrossed into the church business, the church thing, and it became a real. See, I wasn't supposed to say that because it became a business. So if me decide that me go run some ministry or something, it's me and my family, and maybe me co-op a few other people them that's popular in the thing. So now me is pastor whoever, me have my deaconess and ray, and it's structured like the regular thing. That means I was paying attention, not to ourselves. So then this church, this distraction, and I'm using it in that term, came about. Because why has it become a distraction now? From the partner that we developed, that we had trust already within ourselves, And then we run a partner to show that this trust is being exemplified in totality. Now at some stage we go in church. We not go in supermarket. We not go in corner shop. We not go in tailor. We not go in hairdressers. Even though they came much, much later down the road. And why is this connection? Because the church was used. Not the church. The congregation was used for tithing. America now them call it the prosperity churches, right? It's not the church. It's the people who run the thing. But it's the congregation. It's the congregation that's been seduced systematically. Tithing for the church, which is tithing for the pastor or the administration. So instead of us building all the necessities that we require, we're taking our economical, financial power, our wealth, however, and put it into this church. Because we are spiritual people that wanting to be a God-fearing people. Now, understand that little part there now, wanting to be a God-fearing people. Why say it that way? Because we want to be with God. And we are trying to trust persons that would lead us and direct us to doing right by God. But it's come now from a European perspective with a black face. And that black face has a congregation naturally, but the power of financial investment is going into that black face and not into that black community, into those people from that era, from that congregation. What would anybody call that? Isn't that exploitation? But it can't be, is it? Because nobody don't think about it. So this guy here now, who's supposed to be exploiting African people or Africa, is me I say it. Now, flip that round, and me show you now, Islam or the Muslims in England, look at them. Look at them. The ones who call themselves Jews, look at them. The one who call themselves Hindus, look at them. Look at them and see what they have been able to accomplish being together. And England, a lot of its political groups, whether they are constitutional in the first, second, and third party, and even those three have a problem with what the Muslims are being able to accomplish and how far they go and how independent they are in what they do. They have a problem with it. Because the Muslim, us, we say we want to be governed by Sharia compliance. They made up a whole heap of hoo-ha about it, but it is here. It's not in, it's 100% model, but in terms of finance, it is. And the Bank of England and others have compromised. And the Muslims, we have compromised with them too. Gordon Brown was bailed out by the Muslims. The financial disparities that they were having, the difficulties, is bailed out by the Muslims. Scotland earned more than 500 million. But let's stay down here in London. You can go from here to Southall and you can see how much streets. Is it rundown areas that the Asian Muslims or Muslims are controlling, are living within? It's not middle class, it's still working class, but they would not allow it to be a rundown vicinity. And why should they? When they're financially prudent. And it's about building for self as a community, not as individuals. And not using the catch called religion or Christianity to fuel my desires as the pastor or the imam. See? That's the fundamental difference. But how can you get the greater out of something that's not yours? And all you know to do, and really we're being allowed to do this, is to exploit each other. Because if the state did not prohibit that from happening, it couldn't happen. Could not happen. But it's to their advantage. And we haven't seen through that yet. And it seems we don't have no intention of doing that. Because could you imagine so much malpractices have been occurring to us from the law, through the law. And those people that call themselves pastor and run church and everything hasn't stepped up and gone to the Church of England and so forth and made a case and cried to the Lord and cried to the ring attendants. They're not allowed to have that vision. And many of them are so insecure that they won't permit themselves to expand that vision. Even though they recognize it more than 150%. Because they accept servitude positions. So that's the difference between Al-Islam, the Muslim, and those who adopt that thing. So no one can really throw no stones over Issa. And we have glass house. They've just been spending time trying to dirty up Muslims, not Islam. And then come with this war on terror, terrorism, this, ISIS, this, and it goes on. Fundamental extremist, jihadi, this. It's not sticking, man. And they made it an occupation. Look at the greater good of the two and weigh them up. Have your scales, your balanced scales of righteousness. We're not talking love and virtues, just righteousness. Get your scales out. You can be biased as much as you want to be biased. Just get the scales out. And no fool can miss it. No fool. And no matter how the British man is, them no good, even though they would do the wrong. If the Muslims were not benefiting this country, the Muslims wouldn't have been able to do nothing. But the Muslims benefit this country. And they benefited independently, financially, and they continue to do that because the transition continually goes on, because their children now reaps the benefit and continue to move. What have we done? We continue to try and impress people how we know something, and we still don't know. And the best of what's supposed to be or should be at home, no one is teaching it and projecting it. So when people want to talk about religion and this type of thing, they are sticky ground, man. The wicked them now work. Whether it's fast bowling or spin bowling or medium pace, it not working. Because we be made domicile. And we who's been made domicile is the children of the slave. I don't know what's being done to our brothers and sisters on the continent. I don't know. But now they're here in England and they run all the churches them. And our people, the West Indian people, our elders, and even our children now, they're all flocked there. And all the crisis that we have, they don't respond to the crisis. All the incidents that we have, they don't respond to it. They do not respond to it. And keep singing, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He made me to lie, I shall not want. I shall want. What is it that you don't want? That's what Rasta was good at. Changing. You see me say we change, make the thing applicable to us, you know. If we are going to try to deal with it. So that's why me can understand how Rasta get involved in Bible. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall want. And he doesn't make me to lie down in no green pastures. He leadeth me into green pastures, and he will restore my soul. And this, he is not, see, that, hey, listen, I tell you, man, people who have missed the plot. And my mother left me. We missed the plot. I tell you. Some of the richest institutions that black people have here in England and America too, but just here in England and the Caribbean, a church. Where's the value? Where's the use of that financial potential for the massive, the multitude? Where is it? So we lost our partner, our susu. We lost it. But the pastors them come and grab it a different way. And it now work to develop education, training, education development, law society, or anything for us that we can turn around and say we're independent on that. And it now give us our food, our health service, or anything. And we're one people that are just 100% consumer. We don't even have Kleenex tissue. We don't have sanitary towels. What we have is a whole heap of ignorant people that decide they want to be like the 1960 flower power, and then 68, 69, then 70 set of people that wear all these pornographic clothes and call it wetty, this, that, and all the degrading things. And then some people that bright, that exploit our emotions. And no matter how they get found out, we're still there. Because we want to be satisfied. We want to feel we're with God and in connection with God. Because that's how we are. Pastor have a bundle of cars, designer clothes. And the community have lost 2 or 3 children to stabbings and irregularities with police and all kind of thing. What happened to the pastor? What happened to the church system? What happened to the strength of the church system? They don't trust each other. And they should. Because it's God they're supposed to be working with. It's God they're meant to be representing. They're meant to be leading the people towards God. They're meant to be informing the people of a godly way. Something wrong. Something wrong. So you see, when a person want to point a finger, I mean, I point a finger at Christianity, I point a finger at us who embrace something that don't work for us. Because if it's to work, that means that me can go out there tomorrow and hustle being a preacher. And I use the term hustle because it's financially prudent. Now, maybe I can change it by making my congregation like the 7 Days Adventist on Holloway Road that had vision and brought to fruition, give birth to a school. Not a church school, not a Sunday school, a secondary school in England. Running 2 curriculums, a self-developed and a national curriculum. So it was accepted by the state. Come on. Winston.
Mama, Jaja, children, no cry.
me stay.
Creation. I want to go to Zion. But we are eyes to Zion. Zion. The gates. Zion.
See, my thing is this, you know. How is it that we give up the throne of the Almighty to stretch out our hands and our feet and our minds to King James and this guy called Paul? We give up the line of the tribe of Judah. That's what we've done. And we become we masquerade as Christians. We give up the Lion of Judah. For waiting for Europeanism.
Creation.
Listen.
We want to go to Zion.
Abyssinia, Lion of Judah, Lion of Jacob, the 12 children of Jacob.
Jacob, for glorious things are spoken of him, Almighty city of Jah, Almighty city of Jah.
Listen.
Mention thy name to Rastafari, to Babylon and them that know why. For the day shall come when the right of his people, that this man was born in earth.
Abyssinia,
Ethiopia, this man was born.
Menelik, Dawood,
We want to go to Zion.
Solomon,
Oh, yeah.
Sheba.
For the
Menelik.
truth shall spring from out of the earth, and righteousness will come from Zion.
Negas,
Mercy and truth will kiss each other. The joy of the earth
Nagashi.
is Mount Zion. The beauty of the earth is Mount Zion. Yeah.
When you know, you know. When you don't know, you're innocent.
Shine Lord to gates of Zion, more than all the dwellings of Jacob. For glorious things are spoken of him, Almighty city of Jah, Almighty city of Jah. I will mention thy name to Rastafari, Babylon and them that know why. For the day shall come when the right of his people, that this man was born in earth.
To far right.
Ethiopia, this man was born. The gates of Zion, chant of delights. He would never, 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 never own Babylon. We want to go to Zion.
you see them farmers them up there, Ethiopia. That is Ethiopia. See, yeah, it's not West Africa. That's Ethiopia.
Things and time will tell you, yeah. Teeth and tongue will meet. The bound for me. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Teeth and tongue will meet. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Time and history record this judgment. It's only Jah can solve this problem. Time and history record this judgment. It's only Jah can solve this problem. Ooh yeah. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Teeth and tongue will meet. They bound for me. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Teeth and tongue will meet. Yeah. No one doesn't care anymore. No one doesn't share anymore. And still there is battles to be won. No one doesn't care anymore. No one doesn't share anymore. And still there is battles to be won. Render not your garment, but your heart. Render not your garment, but your heart. For unseen eyes are watching over you, and whatever you do, He will know. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Them bound for me. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Oh yes, it was happening, but now no more. Yeah, yeah, it was happening. Tribal war. We know what no more I die. Tribal war. I know that we are. Yeah, yeah. I'll give Jah praises in the morning when I hear the people say, they start sitting up and licking cup. One by one they take a lick us up, saying that the war is over. It's over.
See, so following the Europeans, we've accepted divide and rule. See, and we still can't get ourselves out. And who's we? Is our families on the continent. Is in. Yeah. Accept it, maintain the borders, constitute the Commonwealth, and accept neocolonialism up to this point in time.
Such a natural mystery. Such a natural mystery.
And if anyone over there so was listening and paying attention to us novices, would have hear our musical cry long time. Would have heard it long time. See? And it should have done something. Yeah? Because there's so much of us that's not being distracted, you know. But yet still, the power of the European is understood how to distract us into amusement and play. And the same amusement and play, them I get them kicks from. And we have received some pittance from it. But it's stopping us from maturing. That's what it's done. Because look at the children of the slave in the diaspora, especially North America, and see, recognize what we have developed for the so-called first world, you know. There's no science, there's no doctorate that we haven't contributed in the full dimension of development. And we come from a premise of that form of excellence. But then have to find ourselves among a people that despise and hate us. And look how we've shined. Look how we have shined. Despite the racism, the bigotry, the lynching. Have a good look and examine it carefully. Don't bother to sharp fuse it. Examine it carefully. Whether you want to lie down and look up at sky, whether you want to sit down, just think. Just think. And remember, it's chains and shackles. No language. Remember that. And what was the contributions? So much development for human life. For human life. The children of the slave in the diaspora, especially North America. Come on, have a look. We're not talking basketball. We're not talking denying gravity. We're not talking none of that. But yet still them use all of these things, playing amusement, to distract us from being our true self. And you who's at home, the African who's at home, didn't even reach out and look out and say, hey, they're ours. Come on home. Not even just come. Bring we. Take we. And request. So, find out how Cuba is. Maybe you don't know where Cuba is.
Such a natural mystic. Such a natural mystic.
A hero.
There's a natural mystic flowing through the air.
Did you hear?
If you listen carefully now, you will hear. Could this be the first trumpet? Might as well be the last. Many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die. Don't ask me why. Oh, yeah. Things aren't the way they used to be now. One and all got to face reality. natural mystic glowing through the air. So if you listen carefully now, you will hear. Could this be the first trumpet? Might as well be the last. Many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die. Don't tell no lie. There's a natural mystic glowing through the air. Such a natural mystic. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. Such a natural mystic. Oh.
Yeah, man, it blow through the air, yes? I tell you. Junior.
He who seeks of only vanity and no love for humanity shall fade away, fade away. He who checks for only wealth and not for his physical health shall fade away, fade away. Though some believe in diamonds and pearl and feel like they're on top of the world, they shall fade away. What I say. The rich is getting richer every day, and the little that the poor man got, it shall be taken away. Do you
Mind your health. I tell you, we never lost for things that ain't mine. Go on.
gotta help our brothers one by one, two by two, in our sisters? Oh yeah, now see, I'm sure my days will be long and my nights won't be few. Through the visions that's in me, I can see clearly where there is gonna be peace, love and harmony, black understanding among my people. Oh yes, among my people. They're gonna jump and shout, black liberation they are. Oh yes, we're gonna sing and shout, the right understanding they are. Oh yes, we're gonna jump and shout, black liberation they are. Oh yes, we're gonna sing and shout, the right understanding they are. Oh yes, men and people will try to cut it down, trying their very best to rearrange you. But no matter what they do, they won't conquer you, matter what they do. Oh no, we're gonna free our brother. We're gonna free our brother. We're gonna help our brother. We're gonna love our sisters. Then we're gonna jump and shout, black liberation they are. Oh yes, we're gonna sing and shout, the right understanding they are. Oh yes, we're gonna jump and shout, black liberation they are. Oh yes, we're gonna sing and shout, the right understanding they are. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Black, black, black liberation they are. They are. Black, 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 black liberation they are. Oh yeah, nah, nah. Oh yeah, nah, nah. See, men and people will try to cut it down, trying their very best to that should be viewed. Through the visions that's in me, I can see clearly where there is gonna be peace, love and harmony, black understanding among your people. Oh yes, among my people. And we're gonna jump and shout black liberation, yeah. Oh yes, we're gonna sing and shout the right understanding, yeah. Oh yes, we're gonna jump and shout black liberation, yeah. Oh yes. Fools fighting for bread and butter, and them know them can't butter. Fools fighting for bread and butter, and they just can't unite. Every day it's fuss and fight. I don't know why they can't unite. Every day it's war and crime. Fools never fight, oh gosh. Watch the fools fighting for bread and butter, and they know them can't butter. Fools fighting for bread and butter, and you know them can't butter. Every day, shots are bust, people are dead, stone and throw, but they can't unite. Whoa, stop the war and crime, just unite. Hey, I gotta fight it so. You don't know. I've gotta fight it. I've gotta stand and fight this tribulation. Vanity, I know, can't die alone. I'm searching to find a love that's for the times. I've gotta find some peace and unity, you see. I'll be there, you wait and see. I've got to be there, you've gotta take it from me. Where there's always trials and crosses, will I ever overcome this frustration? I just wanna find a love that's for the times. I wanna be where there's some peace of mind, a love that's for all times. Searching to find, to get over this tribulation. I stand and fight, I've gotta fight. I'll be there, wait and see. Yes, I've got to be there. I've got to know some unity. Well, why there's always trials and crosses in the way. I wonder if I'll overcome it one day. Stand and fight this tribulation. 'Cause vanity, it won't gather along. So
Guidance. See? Yeah. Listen. Jukes.
He that knoweth the words of Jah and doeth it not shall fall. Ooh, yeah. The righteous one is coming, coming to conquer the devil's throne. And no more will he roam, yeah. The righteous one is coming, coming to conquer the devil's throne. And no more will he roam, yeah. Go after the battle.
Sweet to the victory. I tell you.
Go after the battle.
Sweeter.
Sweeter the victory.
Creation rebel.
Rocky, the hill may be steep now. The valley might be deep, yeah. I will always remain a sheep.
Creation them call line.
Children, children.
Come along, come along.
Go after the battle.
What a thing. See, the builder. The builder. Guidance.
Everyone rejoicing now, and everyone is having fun. But Dreddy ain't having none, because you know what next to come. Ooh, what about the cabin to rebuild? It's gonna take a lot of energy. It's gonna take a lot of sweat. And if you think it's jokes, take a bet. I don't say you must fret to death now. Yeah. Ooh. It has been 400 years since we have been building.
That's been my theme song forever. Isn't it? Johnny Cruiser Clark. We attack the racial distraction, and then we have media social distraction. We have a whole heap of distraction, but as a people, we have enough distraction, enough problems. See, it's all about recognizing, don't you think? Yeah. The church don't do nothing for us. Can't do nothing. You see, Paul, when the man name, you know, give up Menelik, the gas. And I tell you, Judah, Yakub, Sheba, Dawood, Solomon for King James. It's a problem. Johnny Clark, Guidance, Khan. African people.
To our African tribe, to our African people, to our African tribe. They took us away from our father's land and brought us to slave on their wicked land. They made us work all day and night with no freedom and no rights, with no freedom and no rights. To our African people, to our African tribe, to our African people, and know your culture. They took away our native tongue and taught their English to our young and old. But some old day we will overcome when Jah shall redeem us. When Jah shall redeem us. So to our African people, to our African tribe, to our.
I'm going to answer that one there for the eye. See, Nagashi took in the companions of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Abyssinia. What is close at hand is Al-Islam, Al-Quran, and Abyssinia. See, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that sent the Prophet to Abyssinia. Abyssinia never come to the Prophet. The Prophet went to Abyssinia, sent his companions to Abyssinia. And it's Abyssinia that taught some of the companions of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muhammad. And it's the Abyssinians that were followers of Isa alayhi salam, the followers of Musa alayhi salam, and the kingdom of Solomon and the kingdom of David, the child of Menelik. Hey, learn some history. What's the other one? That Coptic is not Christianity. If you want to claim that, that's up to your business. But it's not Christianity. Christianity is a European phenomenon. The name is a European name. Constantinople is not in Abyssinia. It's not in Abyssinia. Guidance. And this was made in Jamaica. And who is the thing? Vivian Jackson. And the Prophets. Listen. Tune into the Rebel song. I should ask my uncle about Islam. No, really. About Muhammad and the Negas, the Nagus and Nagas of Abyssinia. Ask him about Islam in Ethiopia, Abyssinia. Simple. You don't even have to just ask him. Ask any African. Any. It's a serious thing. Guidance. Yo, my brethren.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and walking. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. what a feeling. This a reggae feeling. This a reggae feeling.
Touch it.
Revelation time. Revelation time. Do you remember Marcus Garvey? Do you remember Bible? Do you remember Bob Marley? Do you remember Jackson Garden? Those men were great men. Those men set the foundation. Do you remember them? They teach you right from wrong. Those men are a great man. Oh yeah, you better follow them footsteps. You better follow them footsteps. Follow them footsteps. Follow them footsteps. Marcus Garvey, prophecy I. Bob Marley.
I tell you.
He dread in a jailhouse. He dread in a jailhouse.
Wrong tune.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Every time I hear the music, I feel like dancing. Every time I hear the rhythm, I feel like tonight, come back we rock. Every time I hear the music, I feel like Selkie. Every time I hear the music, I feel like rocking. We gonna dance tonight. We gonna rock tonight. This a dancehall style. This a dancehall style. This a dancehall style. So you better mind. This a dancehall style. This a reggae style. Every time I hear the music, I feel like dancing. Every time I hear the music, I feel like rocking. We gonna rock tonight. We got to dance, dance, dance tonight.
Inna the road, I hold that down there, inna the road. Them ignorant and dark, I walk with your long gun and sword, right? I'm go dead inna the road, why? The government cannot afford. Be a devil strategy plan out from board. Some of them are walking time bomb ready to explode. Look out for them. Be a black them a shame. Them are walking dead.
I want his family dead.
I don't know when to stop, I don't know. At the pace that they're going. Every day man I go down in a hole. Every day woman I go down in a hole. Say they never know I saw mankind so cool. Anytime you go that way they make sure you look out for them. They blood them a shed. Them a walking dead. They blood them a shed.
run like river. We got tremble and quiver for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Innocent people pay the ultimate crime. Everywhere you go, I pay war and crime. Open up your eyes, nobody want like you're blind. Just look out for them. Be a blood, them a shed. Them a walking dead. Be a blood, them a shed.
I want him dead. I want his family dead.
Jah love.
Rastafari don't set the standard. You can't bully me down cause I won't change. I exercise tolerance amongst all individuals. Unless you prove yourself to be a criminal, I couldn't fight you down, I got to let you live. I said me for who I am. But if you choose to refuse, still won't have me away. I've said me for who I am. But if you choose to refuse, still won't have me away. For once in my life I love to be where my heart and my conscience set me free. The only supervisor who wants to make me wiser. I love to uphold my dignity, whatever the price may be.
Man called Chesedek. Listen. Rasta Chesedek.
Be the believer. I've said me for who I am. For if you choose to refuse, still won't have me away. I've said me for who I am.
I tell you, talking again. One life to live.
One life. But I wish you all a long life. But
Guidance.
I never stop to think of what you eat and drink. You're heading over the brink. Your ways are oh so stink. And you've got nothing about you. Always running your mouth. Disobey, you've gotta get out. The conquering lion I shout. One life to live and that is all. Yeah. This King Selassie, I
Watch the virus scene. All of us, watch it.
Herb tree grow like flowers on me yard. Till them say, why Papa Jesse are the real herb lord. Say me bun the ganja, bun the ganja, bun the ganja real hard. Bad things happen and me can't bother ball. And me say me can't take the botheration none at all. So me bun the ganja, bun the ganja, bun the ganja real hard. Me got herb in a me chalice vibes, herb in a me tea, herb in a me system, chemically free, organically, medically proven to be the perfect solution, the whole remedy. Me say indoor, outdoor, tell the farmer plant more, legalize the herb for the people them poor. Hot full of herb up a hilltop a one tour. Herb stick dash way all about on the floor. Herb grow like flowers on me yard. Tell them say why Papa Tessie are the real herb lord. Say me bun the ganja, bun the ganja, bun the ganja real hard. Bad things happen and me can't bother ball. Tell them say me can't get the frustration none at all. So
Yo, Jimmy, gone. Guidance.
For Jah so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believeth in that man should never perish but have everlasting life.
Chihuahua,
So if you want
wawa.
to try the road of Zion, it got to be real clean, as I would say. And this a sound you can follow. And this a sound you a butter to make it slide down the gutter. Do it, Jah! And please don't say you are suffer.
Forward on the track and I will tell you.
Baby, 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 baby.
Chihuahua.
As I would tell you, don't be lazy.
Cha.
At least a pepper, it will burn you.
Chihuahua.
At least a fire, it will burn you.
Chihuahua.
At least a water, it will drown you.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Rock baby.
Wow, baby. Kind of quiz when I tell you.
Chihuahua, chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. So if you want to try the road of Zion, you got to be real clean as I would tell you. At least a sound you fi follow.
Acho.
At least a sound you a butter.
Acho.
Just sound play
To
real
make
good
you
on the
forward
track
on
and I
the
will
track, as I
tell you.
would tell you, don't be lazy.
Chihuahua.
As I would tell you, don't be crazy.
Chihuahua.
Clean and the pure natural, see ya.
Chihuahua.
We got a natural, oh no. Kind of quiz when I tell you. Do it,
At least a
ya.
sound you fi follow.
Shout it, ya.
At least a sound you a butter.
Chihuahua.
To make you slide down the gutter.
Chihuahua.
And make them say you are suffer.
Chihuahua.
Cool sound as I would tell you, don't be lazy. As I would tell you, don't be crazy.
As my brother say.
Cause I'm way out.
Out.
In the middle of the night, baby. Ja. Do it.
Chihuahua.
Rock baby.
Yawa.
Chihuahua.
My culture light, Chihuahua rock guidance.